you're young and if you're starting, and even if you're not young, if you want to start reading the Bible, if you're interested and want to grow in Christ, the first thing you must do is open the Bible. It's pretty simple. Go to Genesis, read about Adam and Eve, read about Adam and Eve and the Garden of Eden, read about Moses, read about Noah. If you want anywhere to start, just read at Genesis, because Genesis means beginning. If you're new to the Christian faith, you have to start from the beginning of how everything started. Whenever you go to the beginning, let's actually go to the beginning. So, the creation of the world, right? Adam and Eve. You know what I'm saying? Whenever he created the heavens and the earth, he created, the deep waters. He created light and dark. He created, animals. He created the seas. He created, night and day. He created, time, the sky. All these things he created, these wondrous creations. That's a good place to start if you're really wanting to dive into the Word, right? And you're a new beginner. You want to look at the Bible. How you want to look at the Bible is reading it for yourself. But as a newcomer, or as a new person reading the Bible, you're going to have to really read at your own speed, because sometimes the Bible can say and talk to you about different things and tell you different things, illustrate things in many different ways that other people may not, be able to show you, right? Because the Bible is never straightforward. Now, in some speaking, it is straightforward, but in a lot of speaking, some terms are more abstract than others. Now, when you look, it talks about the different days, those 7 days. On the seventh day, God rested. He created different things on the 6 days before his seventh day of rest, right? He created man and woman. He created animals. He created, different things. And when you continue to read, it talks about when sin was introduced, right? The Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve, when God told them not to eat of the tree of good and evil, right? The knowledge of good and evil. God told them not to eat of that fruit. And what did they do? Ate of the fruit. The serpent came in. He said, yeah, God didn't really mean that. But if you eat this fruit, he said, if you eat this fruit, you'll be able to see things that God can see. You'll be able to see like God, think like God, be like God. But we know that's not true, because he specifically told them not to eat of it. Now, many people would be like, oh, let's see, why would God have that tree in there, right? Because God was testing them, right? You have to think about it. When God tests you, or when you feel like you're being tested, I bet you always try to blame Satan for testing you, right? But look, if you actually read and skip from Genesis to Job, sometimes you're going to have to skip around as a newcomer or as a new reader. If you read the story of Job, Job was a perfect man in the eyes of the Lord, right? Perfect man that served the Lord regardless of whatever circumstances he went through. Things were taken away from him. God told Satan, look, do you not see Job? Have you not noticed Job? He's perfect. Have you not noticed Job? Da 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 da. Even Satan was like, oh man, I didn't notice that. Da 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 da. But then God was like, you know what? I'm gonna test him. Satan, can you take some things away from him? Or can things start happening to him? Let's see how truthful and how faithful he really is. And Job, if you read, Job stayed faithful through it all, right? Could you imagine you had everything taken away? I'm telling you, the Bible has many stories, whether it's going from Joseph, a man, the coat of many colors, who was hated by his brothers, who was sold because of a dream that he had, from David, in the lion's den, right? And, David beating Goliath, and, Jonah being swallowed by a big fish. There's many different stories. Esau, Ananias, Cain and Abel, that hate, right? The hate between the brothers, that was not necessary, but it taught a very valuable lesson, right? Though Cain and Abel's father seemed like it valued one of them, he valued both of them equally. Though one of them had all that hate in their heart because they want to be better than the other, right? When you read the word as a new as a new person reading the word, understand this. You want to take some notes. You want to take a deep dive. You want to do your research as well. We have the internet, but when you read on the internet, don't get the wrong idea of how to interpret a message. Don't get the wrong mentality whenever you look at a verse or read a verse. Don't skip around to that extent. Really know what you're reading, because then once you do that, it makes reading the Bible actually more enjoyable. It actually makes it more rejuvenating, more beneficial, and you'll benefit from it for real. Like, you'll really start seeing improvements in your walk. But I hope you enjoyed this. If you're new to this channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this video with a friend, and as always, God bless.